Hi, this is Ian's Truth Be Told, True Crimes. This is part 8A. I'm just going to go through some of the hospital records. Now, this one is from the manager of Robin Ling Ward, and it's been sent on the 13th of November and received on the 15th of November 2018, and it's about mum's mental health, and it was sent on the day that my mum died. Although underneath it says the electronic records say that mum died on the 28th, but this is sent on the 24th. It says there, underneath it says the 28th. Now, I know that my mum was dead on the 24th because I saw her dead and I said goodbye to her. And this was received, by the deprivation of liberty self-guard, received on the 24th. It was received the day that my mum died. But it does say underneath, the electronic records show that she died on the 28th. Now, that was because the coroner put the date that my mum died through wrong, and the hospital records, the coroner's assistant, Lindsay Ainsworth, she put through that she sent a letter to the GP office that my mum died on the 23rd. She signed the mortuary witness statement along with Dr. Al Makhtar that mum died on the 24th. That was when they identified her. Lindsay Ainsworth is part of Devon and Cornwall Constabulary because it's got it around the letter, around the edge of the letter, and it's also stamped on the coroner's witness statement. Now, this letter was received on the 24th of May 2018, and my mum had died on that day because, as I say, I said goodbye to her on that date. But it was received, it was for the coroner's inquest, and it was received, sent on the 13th and received on the 18th of November for the coroner's inquest. Now, the coroner, as I say, put this date in, 28th of May 2018, as the day of her death, even though his assistant said that she died on 2 other days before that date, 23rd and the 24th, like I say. Now, this is the TEP escalation form, dated the 24th, by Dr. Al Makhtar, that says he's the same doctor that signed the mortuary witness statement form that's got Devon and Cornwall Constabulary on, that's also signed by Lindsay Ainsworth, who must be something to do with the police, but she's also the coroner's assistant. Now, she put through that mum died 23rd and the 24th. They identified her on the 24th. She says that she died on the 23rd, the night of the 23rd. I saw her dead on the 24th, which was when she was identified by this doctor, who's got the same date on here, and by Lindsay Ainsworth, as I say, something to do with the police. Now, on the mortuary witness, on the mortuary witness statement, which is signed by this gentleman, this doctor, the signature doesn't look the same as the signature on here. The signature on this is slightly different to the signature. I know you get your signatures are different sometimes, but I'm just saying that the one on the actual mortuary witness statement doesn't look the same as this in the same way. Trauma discharge summary was last typed on the 21st of May 2018, the date that mum was admitted to the hospital, and I went in with her. I was there, I followed my dad over and got there sort of 10 minutes after him, and mum was in the hospital on that date, which was when this document was typed. The medication chart, which is this one, this was typed on this date as well, 21st of the 5th, 2018, and all of the drugs on it are very mild. It wouldn't have been given to someone who was going to have a femoral nail fitted, but on here they're all very mild drugs for someone who perhaps hurt their ankle and their shin, as my mother told me. That's what she told me. She had hurt herself, and she'd walked to the car, down some steps to the car, got in the car herself, and she was driven to the hospital. She stood up in the hospital and sat on the edge of the bed on the 21st. But the hospital records that have got the extra 10 days say that she had a femoral nail fitted. Now, none of the drugs in this none of the drugs for having an operation to fit a femoral nail are on this drug chart at all. There's records within the hospital records that say that she had other drugs, dalteparin, which is a blood thinning drug, that she had end of care life drugs given to her, that she had all these different things, and yet nothing is on this. This is the only drug chart in all of the records. There aren't any others. There's just this one. I think this same one's been repeated twice, but there's no other drugs, no other drug records, no other drug charts in all of the 222 pages that were written. Now, as I say, this is the one, and then it's been repeated. So there's 2 copies of that same record there. Both have got the same dates on, but both have got the same drugs on. Now, this drug chart that's in these records, it's exactly the same drug chart that's on my mum's GP records from before she even went to hospital. And all the same drugs are on there, but there's no other ones that are on there, like I say. Now, there are a lot of records in here that have been altered. Now, it looks like there's been a tick been written there and it's been changed to a cross. Now, you could think that was perhaps a mistake, but then when you get to the bottom of this same page, it's got 19. Now, that 9 looks like it's written over the top of another number. There's lots of pages that have got lots of alterations, lots of mistakes that haven't been initialed, lots of things wrong with these records, and I'm just going to show you a few as I scroll through. And again, there's lots of ticks that look like they've been turned into crosses. And again, I mean, this is a whole page of them, look. There's lots of documents that haven't got anything written on them, really, to make up records. Now, I recognise the handwriting that's in these hospital records. I immediately, as soon as these records came through, I recognised the handwriting immediately as people I know, myself. Again, says that husband doesn't think that resuscitation would be in Pat's best interest on a date. This date down here, 15th of the 5th, 2018. And it's got the date that Mum died there, look, 24th of the 5th, 2018, the date that I saw her dead. But Mum wasn't there on the 15th, she wasn't there on the 14th, and she wasn't there until the 21st. Now, again, this has got the show doctor, and I think it's the same doctor, it's supposed to be anyway, and it's got that same date on it, 24th. And it says that it's not in Pat's best interest to be resuscitated, which is just a crock of shit, because there wasn't actually anything wrong with her, and she shouldn't have had end-of-life care given to her. It has got in here past medical history, wrist. Mum fell and fractured her right wrist on the 14th and 15th, 14th of the 1st, 2007. The 15th of the 1st, 2007, she had a plaster cast done for around her wrist, or she had it looked at on the 15th. Those records are in nothing else in here. They're not even on the admission record from 2018. Now, there are a lot of records that have a label that looks like it's been stuck over the top of another label, because there's writing at the back of that. Now, in the hospital records, there are quite a lot of records that have the wrong information on, because of the fact that there's other people's records mixed in. Mum and Dad's house was a chalet bungalow. Not that that would be a problem. It says son was the full-time carer, but it wasn't. It was her husband. Now, there are documents that say Mum went to Durban ward, but she didn't. And it does look like that has been added. It looks like possibly 7018 looks like it's been written on the end. Durban ward. Now, my mum wasn't in Durban ward. This date looks like it's been altered, and it was a 0, but a 1's been written over the top of it. And again, that 0 with a 1 written over the top of it. Another altered date. That's clearly a 0 underneath it. I've got a magnifying glass for you, look. But it's a 0 with a 1 written over the top to make it into the 15th of the 5th, 2018, the day that my mum wasn't in hospital. And again, there's another one there, and again it looks like there's a 0 with a 1 written over the top of it. And again, there's a 15, 5 has been written over the top of another number. Oh, hang on a minute, let me just... There we go. I'm trying to make it brighter, bigger one for you. Can you see that? So 15.5 has been written over the top of another number, another altered date. Now personally on this document I think that says, it looks like it's the time 1401, I think 14th of the 1st is the actual date on it, not the time, and 14/5/18 has been written over the top, I think, above it there. But on there it also says down the bottom May 05 2005 to May 2015. Now Mum went in 2007 when she fractured her right wrist on the 14th of the 1st. The 14th of the 1st. 14th of the 1st, 2007. Now I believe that's what's been written above. Now this document says is to test, abbreviate mental health test score. Please tick if patient answers appropriately. So all of these she's put a cross on, except for this one, what's your date of birth? And then there's another one there, when what year did the First or Second World War start? And who is the current monarch? And she got 3, it says there, out of all of the rest of them. Now it's weird because in other documents it says that Mum couldn't put a spoon to her mouth, she couldn't see properly, she couldn't walk around, and that her dementia was so severe that they didn't want to take her home, and that resuscitating her wasn't in her best interest. That's what they put, and yet they put here that she could answer at least 3 of the questions. It doesn't really make sense, any of the stuff in this hospital record. Now again, that's on a date that Mum wasn't there. Mum wasn't there until the 21st, and that says the 15th of the 5th 2018. She wasn't there the 14th or the 15th. And the record, the paperwork, is again from 2014, 2012 to 2016. Again, 14th of the 1st, but that first looks like it's a 5 anyway. 18, and it looks like it could be 7. And again, the paperwork's from 2012 to 2016. It's supposed to be paperwork in 2018. Again, down here she's got advanced dementia. It says Mum didn't have advanced dementia. She just couldn't remember a lot of things, that was all. And it doesn't make sense with the document I've just shown you either, really. If she could tell what her date of birth was and when the First and Second World War ended and all those sort of things. Yet again, this paperwork is on very old paperwork, 2012, 13, 14 to 2016. And again, it's got here, discussed with family, resuscitation, unlikely to be appropriate. It's just a load of rubbish. These are dates that Mum wasn't in the hospital. 14th and 15th, Mum wasn't there. And again, this is an operation form. Now this doctor who's on here, that one up there, the consultant, he didn't see my mum on the 15th of May 2018 because my mum wasn't there. He didn't see her on the 14th either because Mum wasn't there. And yet he was a trauma doctor, apparently, and he wrote this about my mum, or he typed it out. He didn't sign it. It's not signed by him, it's written by him, or typed by him. And this is that document that says that Mum, husband, Patricia's full-time carer for 5 years, declining cognitive function for 12 years, but significantly in the last 5. At home, Pat needs assistance to wash, dress, can independently mobilise about the house, but needs guiding from room to room. And needs help to put her clothes on. Her eyesight was tested 2 years ago and is reasonable. Mum couldn't find her glasses. I don't know where her glasses went, but It was because Mum couldn't see, basically. She didn't used to do any reading because she couldn't see. Again, TEP escalation form. Family does not believe that it's in Pat's interest. Excuse me, but it's just absolute nonsense. 16th, again, a day that my mum wasn't in the hospital. Strangely enough, the signature there looks like one of my male family members' signature. My brother told me that he'd only written the records. He hadn't done anything else wrong, my brother told me. Just pointing that out, no apparent reason. Doesn't half look like someone's handwriting and their signature. All of these records here, 14th, 15th, 16th, 17th, Mum wasn't in the hospital at all. Now there's a signature there, and that my brother and sister-in-law, I believe, were to do with this, and it was my brother that told me that he hadn't done anything wrong. All he'd done was write the records, but he hadn't done anything else wrong. I'm not really zooming in on that for any particular reason, but it doesn't half look like my family member, she, whose signature that is. So out of the two people who you will see will come up later, it doesn't half look like their handwriting, as in their signatures. Now all of this oh, there we go, we've got 21st here. So this is the 21st, and it's the doctor whose name is on the mortuary witness statement who identified her. Now his handwriting is totally different on all these different pages. It's got his signature on, but it's got different handwriting, which is kind of bizarre, really, I think. 22nd, now I was there, it was my birthday on the 22nd of May, and it is every year, and I know that it was the date that my mum was in. Mum went in the day before. She had an operation, I was told, on the day of my birthday. When I saw her, she looked awful. She looked messed up. She'd gone from saying that she'd hurt her ankle and her shin to my father telling me that this is what happens to people who've had dementia or who've got dementia. But she just looked awful. Now on the 23rd of May, this is the date that I saw my mum in the daytime, and she still looked messed up and horrible and ill and awful. But this here, that does look like it's been altered a bit as well. But it says there, the 23rd, and it says here, pharmacist, dalteparin dose, patient weight 45 kg, consider reducing dose. Now Dr. Matka, it's his name down here, and he's the one that identified my mum along with Lindsay Ainsworth. But this dalteparin is not in the one and only medical drug chart that's in all the records. There's only one, and it hasn't got that written on it at all. Now all of this is from there. Now it says here, again, this is Dr. Mukhtar again. No problems. 20 to 21st of the 5th, according to husband, large meds, dalteparin, 2,500. And I think it says can't support that much meds. Now, this is Dr. Mukhtar has taken advice from my father that my mum had 2,500, I suppose it's milliliters of dalteparin given to my mum on the 20th or the 21st. Now, you would have thought that in a big hospital like that the doctor would be able to find out, not from asking the husband. When would a doctor, certainly not a junior doctor, because I've got the record from the Royal Devon and Exeter Hospital, the letter from them, where they say in their reply letter that Dr. Al Makhtar was a junior doctor at the time. Now, you wouldn't have thought that a junior doctor would take direction from my father as to how much of a drug was given to my mum, and especially when you read the bit above where it says they should consider reducing the dose. Now, this is on the daytime of the 23rd. Now, I saw my mum dead on the 24th of May 2018. And on the 23rd, Lindsay Ainsworth, who's the coroner's assistant and also something to do with Devon and Cornwall Police, she wrote a letter to the GP surgery that my mum died on the night of the 23rd, and then she identified her on the day of the 24th, along with Dr. Makhtar, who is this same doctor that's on this whole record here, who's taking direction from my father. Well, there's something very odd going on, that you take direction from the person's husband rather than have the records within the hospital records. Now, this is the date of the 24th. Now, I think that this has been rewritten to make it look like she's sicker and there for longer. Now, this was the day that she died. This is the date that Lindsay Ainsworth identified my mum in the morgue as a mortuary witness statement, along with the same doctor, Dr. Makhtar. They both identified her on the 24th. Now, on this document, it says that she's still alive. And that's why I think it's been rewritten, because I know that she was dead, because I saw her with my own eyes and I said goodbye to my dead mum on that day. Now, the handwriting, again, that's Dr. Makhtar again, and his name is on that TEP escalation form, and his name and the date is on that record there of the 24th of the 5th, 2018. Now, his handwriting seems to change an awful lot. He's also apparently looking after her on the 25th of May 2018. And again, his handwriting and his signature are different again. And again, there's another one, the 25th. And again, his handwriting is different again. And his signature is different. Now, that one, I think that's supposed to say the 28th, but it could be, it just looks very weird, that date. Now, this is the date that they're saying that my mum died. I'm going through all of this because my mum, I believe, was unalived on the 23rd. Well, I believe that she was unalived, that whatever they gave her was on the 22nd, because on the 21st there was nothing wrong with her and she was complaining about hurting her ankle and her shin. I didn't know until 2020 that we'd been set up, and I believe that we had been set up because there's 222 pages in the hospital records, and they would have had to have been written before my mum went to the hospital to be able to do it, because if she was only there for 4 days and there's an extra 10 days of hospital records to make up the 222 pages, there's no way that you'd be able to do that, to write them in 4 days or in 3 days. Now, again, there's the date, 28th of May 2018. Verified date of death. Mum died on the 24th, or I saw her dead on the 24th. She died on the 23rd. Now, again, there's all this that's been filled in. It says 14th, 15th, 16th. Mum wasn't there. She just wasn't there. And again, the records are from 2012 to 2016. Now, on all the dates that my mum wasn't in the hospital, for the 10 days that she wasn't there, all of the records are on old paperwork from 2000 and way back to 2005 and up to 2016. All of them are. There's a record there from when she went in, and that says about lasting power of attorney. It's a lasting power of attorney record. Now, my family only had financial lasting power of attorney because I signed that bit of paper in 2015, but they didn't have medical lasting power of attorney, only financial. And yet this says that because of the fact that she had medical, they rang and spoke to my family on the 14th of the 5th, 18, but they didn't, because mum was at home. I was looking after her on the 14th. She wasn't in the hospital. There's loads of paperwork that's got nothing written on it. Then there's a whole load of stuff like this. This, again, 14th and 15th. And again, if you look at that, I brought it down there. See there, it looks like there's something written underneath, actually written as a patient's record. And that label has been stuck over the top. Where are we? I'm showing you. I don't know whether you can see that, but there you go. Now there's a, looks like there's a name underneath there, and it's underneath the label, and the label's been stuck over the top. Now, this document here, now I believe that that says 14017, and the 018 has been written on the end. That 5 isn't a 5, it's a 1. But you can see on all of them, or perhaps you can't see on all of them, but if I zoom in, perhaps we can zoom in a bit more. You see what I mean there? Now, to you, doesn't that look like a 01, and it's been someone's tried to make it into a rubbish 5, but it doesn't say 14th of the 5th. It looks like it says 14th of the 1st. 14th of the 1st was when Mum went in because she fractured her right wrist. And this is the document that says that Mum had a pain block on the 22nd of May. And that number there is the 22nd. And 1405 has been written over the top of 22, 18. And it's about a pain block on the 22nd on my birthday. The date that I saw my mum and she looked awful on my birthday. I wouldn't have known it was my birthday that day because I was so upset. Now the signature at the bottom there, that looks like it says, well, it does say, it says the year December 2014 for a pain block in 2018, and the signature is 2014. And my father was in hospital in 2014 when he fell and landed on his hip. Just pointing that out. Again, this is a document that says 28, and it's on about my mum's death. Then there's a whole load of records here, and again I recognise the handwriting in this document. This document here's got 1, 2, 3, 4 bits of handwriting on, and out of those 4 I recognise 3 of them at least. And again at the bottom there you can see 2011 to 2014. Now this next record, it looks like everything is a photocopy of each other, all of it. It's exactly the same, the whole thing all the way through. Even the signature is exactly the same. I mean, like bang on exactly the same. Now again, dates Mum wasn't there, 14th and 15th. Again, I recognise the handwriting. Again, records with altered things on it. That date been completely scrawled out, look. And 23rd 05 has been written in instead. This one 14 looks like 14-1, and then 18 has been written in separately, differently. I don't even know what that number says, but again it looks like it says 19, and it looks like the 5 has been made out of a 1, and then it looks like it says 18016. And again, it's on paperwork 2011 to 2014. There's so many mistakes, so many altered dates, so many bits of records that are on really, really out-of-date paperwork. 2011 to 2014 is the majority of these records that I'm showing you now. There's one there that says 24th, 23rd, 24th. And again, 24th, 25th, they're saying that she's still there. I don't know who was looking after her, but she was dead and she was in the morgue. 25th again, 25th again. She's declining all fluids because she was dead. And again on paperwork, 2011 to 2014. Fluid chart, Durban ward crossed out, Robin Ling, RD&E. 15th to the 5th, again Mum wasn't there. Blank page. This is all the nurses, but if you see down there, all of these look like they've been added because Mum wasn't there. And then she was there 21st, 22nd, 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 23rd, 3rd, 4th, and then there's all these added on as well. So 25th, 26th, all of this been added because she wasn't there, she was dead. And then we got all of these charts that are different things, but she wasn't there. There's a stool chart. Now the stool chart, the dates that she was there are in the same handwriting. So there we go. So we've got 21st, 22nd, 23rd. Now all of the rest is in all different handwriting, but it looks like the actual dates that she was there was written by one person, and all the rest of it was written by lots of other people on the days that she wasn't there. And the stool chart, the paperwork's actually in date, and it's got it down there 2016 to 2026. There's not much paperwork in here, there we go again, that's in date, except for that one, stool chart. Now I'm showing you all of this. There's another one there that's actually in date as well, but that's to do with that. I'm showing you all of it because of the fact that my mum died, and I believe that this was a setup, and that when she died, it was all a setup. And the people that are concerned, so all of this is the 2018 hospital records. So I believe that it was written before she went into the hospital, and myself and my mother were set up. And then the hospital records, which I'm going to come to in a minute, I'm just going to scoot through all of this because this is all to do with Durban ward, and a lot of it says Durban ward. In fact, all of these pages say Durban ward, and Mum wasn't there, not for the 14th, 15th to the 21st. She wasn't there. And there's lots of altered dates. There's lots of paperwork without any dates on. More altered dates. See, that one's got 15th altered. There's a whole load of dates there, and they're all altered. Just so many paperwork that's altered, but on days that my mum wasn't there. Now I believe that we were set up going in. The records had already been written, and my mum was unalived in 3 days, and the records show that, you know, it's something extremely untoward happened to her, and that she was given lots of drugs, but none of them are written down on any charts at all. They're written down in the records, but they should be on a chart, either on one chart and added on to that same chart, or on more than one chart. And I've been told by doctors and nurses all of this. Now you can see all the way through here. Now that one there, that's got 24th of the 5th, 2007, 2018, and it looks like the 24's been altered on that one as well. They're saying that she declined things. The 25th, again, at 25, looks like it's been written over the top of something. Certainly the 5 does. Declined T, declined all these things. Found wet. Well, even if you found it wet, she was dead. She was in the morgue. It says on the mortuary witness statement. Now this one's here. This has got the 21st, 2nd and 3rd in there. And that's the days that she was actually there. And she died 24th.